Episode 205. A Mother in a Casino. Keith immediately shut up at his mother commenting on his bachelor status and went about his way. That evening, Alex, the eldest son of the Robinson household, returned home early as well. He was surprised at Keith's visit. After chatting for a while, the three brothers sat down for dinner. Captain Robinson was overjoyed.
"It's been a long while since our last get-together. This is so nice. I have been expecting great things from you guys since you were kids. Now look at you. Each and every one of you are very successful. Jake here did the best with the incoming baby."
Everyone smiled. Grandpa looked towards Serena.
"When did the doctor say your due date is?"
Serena was embarrassed. "Not anytime soon, Grandpa." Captain Robinson laughed, and so did the others. After dinner, she showered and went to sleep early. She had read that pregnant women were always sleepy, and since the day had been eventful, she fell asleep quickly. The next morning, she heard fireworks everywhere. That was the Robinsons' way of celebrating the new year. Nola took Serena to a lot of places to do the customary Happy New Year and visit all kinds of relatives. After spending an entire day outside, Serena's smile had become stiff. When she returned home, she took off her shoes and fell asleep on the bed. Emma too had gone home to celebrate the holiday, so the chores were their jobs now. She decided she'd get a quick nap in and wake up to finish her work, but she overslept. By the time Serena got up, her mother-in-law had finished all the housework and prepared the big New Year meal. Serena blushed and stuttered to explain to Nola. She had thought that her mother-in-law would accuse her for being lazy, but she was surprised when the only response she got was, "It's quite all right. That's what pregnancy does to you. You must be exhausted from all the traveling we did today." Nola's change was so sudden that Serena felt a bit confused. She quickly helped with the utensils. When the family was having dinner together that night, the whole table was filled with cheer. New Year's envelopes were exchanged by the elders. The brothers spoke of their boyhood stories. Nola recalled what a nuisance her three kids were while growing up. Serena loved the atmosphere and silently thanked the gods for giving her such a wonderful family to raise her child. Grandpa was overjoyed as well, and almost teared up at the prospect of his entire family being together. After dinner, Keith asked Serena cheerfully,
"Sister-in-law, do you want to hang out with me?"
Serena was a bit surprised. In her last lifetime, Keith had never talked to her, let alone asked her to hang out with him. She unconsciously looked at Jake. Looking at his younger brother, Jake was displeased and said,
"Go away." "Brother, I don't believe Serena has been there either, right? I'll just show her around."
"Where?" Serena's routine since her pregnancy had been outed had become quite mundane. She felt quite bored at home. In addition to eating and sleeping, her whole life was filled with family activities. Keith Robinson was an interesting person, so he must mean it when he said it was fun.
"A casino."
Hearing that, Serena's eyes lit up. Jake felt helpless as he whispered,
"The casino is a complicated place, and there's nothing fun about it. Besides, you're going to be a mom now. What would you do there?" "Brother, not true. You used to be a frequent visitor there, right? Could it be possible that you have an ex-girlfriend there that you don't want my sister-in-law to meet?"
Keith joked. Jake rolled his eyes at his younger brother and said,
"Keith, you really need better comebacks if you want to stir up trouble."
Serena chuckled and held Jake's hand. "I really want to go. I've never been to a casino before." Well, she had, but just not in this lifetime. In her previous lifetime, Lila had tricked her to go there twice. It was indeed a lot of fun. Hearing Keith's suggestion, Serena was tempted. Jake gave Keith a stare. Under Serena's pleading look, he had to agree.
All right.
However, no one could have foreseen the upcoming accident. Star City was the most mysterious entertainment complex in Austin. You could gamble, entertain, hand out, work out, trade, and dine all at Star City. And the pricing was far from average. Every client at this place was either powerful or rich. It was a gated property, and you had to be a somebody to enter. It was a whole different world. A gorgeous Bugatti was parked at the gate. Many gold diggers waiting at the gate glanced over. A tall, strong young man walked out from the driver's seat, wearing a tight tank top and a black leather jacket, showing off his muscles. Looking handsome and badass, his appearance made the girls drool. A doorman came up. The tall man tossed his key over and opened the back door. A man walking out from the back was wearing a deep gray coat and a light gray cashmere sweater inside. He was also tall, looking sophisticated and distant, more mature than the young man. Seeing him, lots of people recognized him and cried, "Isn't that Jake Robinson?" Jake glanced at the glamorous gate. Disregarding the suggestion of the pretty women, he reached out a hand to the car. A slim woman walked out. Serena's eyes were glittering, filled with excitement when she looked at the Star City. The Bugatti was driven away by the doorman. Keith walked inside first. It was not the first time that Serena had come here. However, each time she came, she couldn't help getting thrilled. She leaped forward. However, Jake quickly pinned her down.
Now, you're going to be a mother. Act like one.
Serena pouted and gave him a stare. That did not disturb her great mood. Looking left and right, Serena saw ample breasts and long legs and compared them to hers. She couldn't help being conscious amongst such a crowd. Amused, Jake did not say anything and looked ahead. As Keith walked farther, Jake caught up with him and cried,
"Keith, wait up."
The casino was on the 6th floor. They took the elevator up and heard the loud noise as soon as they arrived. Sexy bunny girls raised the trays as high as their ears, twisting their waists as they walked. Seeing a tall, handsome guy like Keith, a bunny girl blinked at him and offered him a glass of champagne. Keith, of course, took it over and put away his flippancy. With a smile, he turned himself into a classic gentleman. Serena too absent-mindedly took a glass of champagne, which was then taken by her husband and switched to water. Well, that's fine, she thought. She was not a big drinker anyway. She followed Keith to get chips of $10 million worth. Serena only got a cut of $10,000. Feeling upset, she pulled Jake to play a game of roulette. Jake was a bit absent-minded. Serena bet on number 18. But before the result was revealed, Jake said,
"You play alone for a while. I'll go check on Keith."
"All right, go." Serena waved her hand and shouted together with the other gamblers, 18! 18! 18! Jake smiled and ruffled her hair before he left for Keith's suite. He was worried about what his younger brother was up to in the suite upstairs.